Change is everywhere. It is a source of joy, a source of grief, and no matter what, it is unavoidable. Some choose to accept change while others reject it. It never has a solid form, but the one thing I am certain about is the power it holds. I believe in the power of change and how it has impacted my life. The first value I have come to embrace through change is empathy. When I was about 9 years old, I was introduced to a great amount of physical and emotional change. It was not necessarily bad, but just very different from what I was accustomed to. The confusion that came with it became so unbearable that I found my naive self flung, for the first time, into the world of emotional instability, and I was not welcome there. It wasn't until I began to talk to people that I realized the impact of what was going on. As time passed, I became increasingly annoyed, then angry with how I was handling things. Why couldn't I ever do anything right? I began to believe the lies that I had told myself, the types of lies that twist the truth to seem more valid. I became a prisoner of my own mind, agonizing over every trivial mistake that I stumbled across. It got to the point where I'd even threatened to commit suicide. I thought that by hurting myself and those who loved me, I would somehow undo my mistakes. This is where I learned to be honest, not only with others, but with myself. If I had taken a moment to step back and see everything for what it was, I would have probably been more aware of how I was affecting the people around me. I'd also have a better mindset regarding my mistakes. Among empathy, I also came to value honesty. The most regrettable part of this situation was that I didn't even stop to think about what others might have been experiencing. I was caught up with things that didn't matter. Because of my selfishness, I wasn't there to support my friends during their times of need. I didn't even know why I was always so angry, let alone why I was making others angry. Through this experience, I realized that I was not the only person struggling. I needed to see the world through others' eyes and to help them overcome the obstacles in their lives. I gained a stronger sense of empathy in doing so. Empathy and honesty were not the only values I acquired. I also learned to be flexible during this time. If this were to ever happen again, I would be better equipped with people who would support me, and I would have an easier time adapting to my new circumstances. Sometimes the only way to truly learn something is to experience it, and this is exactly why I have come to learn and value flexibility. Every event in my life has helped me to find my identity in one way or another. Instead of focusing on the change itself, make it count towards the future. See what you can learn by putting yourself in another person's perspective. By being able to adapt to any given circumstance, it will become much easier for you to be honest to yourself and others. Though change is one of the most powerful and unpredictable forces, it can be mastered.